internet? And where did it came from?
A very, very brief history of the internet. Many school children believe the earth began. Dinosaurs came and went. The internet was formed. And finally, humans evolved just in time to invent air-cushioned sneakers. But in fact, the internet didn't even exist in the time of Henry VIII.
Never heard of it. Awful it heads.
In 1969, the U.S. Defense Department embarked on a grand experiment in long-distance network computing. They called it ARPANET. Networking allowed defense researchers to share expensive supercomputers. And during the height of the Cold War, it also meant that in the event of total nuclear annihilation, at least we wouldn't lose all our data. Years passed and the idea caught on.
You want fries with a dollar, dude?
Other networks were created, sprawling into a gigantic hairball of connectivity. There was something for everybody on the internet. It was widely used by scientists,
E equals MC squared.
business people, students,
Cool.
dairy farmers, and of course, perverts. It was an information superhighway. What would they think of next?
I don't know, Sparky. How about something with a bunch of W's?
The World Wide Web was a whole new way of navigating the net. Suddenly, all the world was like one great big CD-ROM. Some visionaries began to see the web as a perfect medium for business, potentially even more lucrative than spam. What does the future hold? That, ladies and gentlemen, is up to you.
Now that you have seen that clip, what are the advantages and disadvantages of the internet? We interviewed some teachers and students regarding about this matter.
Okay, the advantages of having internet is first is the full access of information. Since today the world is moving or needs information, you can access information through internet, doing your assignments, and searching for the topic that you want to search about. One of the disadvantages of having internet is some of the students are not studying well because of internet games and exposed to pornography and other materials that are not suited to their age.
Internet is, for example, nowadays teachers always give us requirements, projects, tasks, and those things or those projects we can able to get it through internet. So by this you can also gain a good project. By those projects that you can get from the internet, you can aim or you can gain a high grade. That's the advantage. The disadvantages of having internet is like that for an instance, you have a task, and the only way to get the information about that task is through internet. But instead doing your task first, you just browse some pictures first, then chatting with friends, logging into your friends first, and doing some nonsense things, you know. So the tendency is you're on a rush doing your project. That's all.
Nowadays, internet is a great help in everything. In business, home, students, astronauts. Because you could do research, you could communicate through internet. You do business through internet also. So we could say that internet now is a great help. You don't need it. Some companies now are not putting up their businesses in other buildings, but at home. They do business at home because they could do it alone. with the help of the internet. It's very disadvantageous with the students. Why? Because most of the students now are crazy about the games, and then you have the porno in the internet. So you cannot stop them, because it's there. Unless you block it. But there's no way blocking it. They tried it, but they cannot. So maybe it's up to the parents on how to control their children. If it is at home and they do that, it should be monitored by the parents. But if it is outside, that we cannot do anything. But what you can do maybe is tell the internet cafe not to put on some foreign things in the internet.
The advantages of internet, of course, you'll be able to have your research done in an instant, and you can be, updated to different kinds of news like showbiz, favorite movies, music, and everything. And you can edit your photos in, like, for example, photo bucket, and you'll be able to connect with people like your friends before, your classmates. But the disadvantage of this are you can't just stop using internet, because internet is very useful, but it's very addictive also. So once you get addicted to it, it will be hard for you to stop. Parang Dota, di ba? Dota is part of Dota is an online game which is run by internet, or